Now that I've gone through my kin, there's one more thing left for me before I can disappear. And then I was like, totally, and like, ew. Yeah, first though, a quick snack. Never had I tasted something so insipid. Now I gotta go and wash my mouth.
Then again, I never was all that clear on how Chrysalis was able to have all those children in the first place. If you ask me, there are definitely some holes in the changeling's backstory. Oh hey, Mice Guy.
You are in my spot.
Sorry, don't mean to bug you. I just came in to discuss Chrissy's possible role in Season 9. I've got a really good feeling about it.
Get the fuck out! Don't know why I even bother listing my place in the address book anymore. Anyways, the Queen Chrysalis, matriarch of changeling kin, the one true goddess. What? I've talked about changelings before making this piece, and frankly, a lot of what I've said about my kin does apply to the leader of the pack as well. She's weak, all changelings are. But despite that, being cunning is how they survive and how she takes care of the hive. When I first viewed the wedding episodes, well, yeah, they were shit. Like, really shit. So obviously I didn't like anything that had to do with it, which included changelings. But you know, key phrases or even words have a way to surface and stick with you. This was the case with me and these episodes. And in the second part of this dumpster fire of finale, something kept nagging at me. After rewatching, I realized what it was.
And as queen of the changelings, it is up to me to find food for my subjects.
See, this one line, this one single line made all the difference in the world. Every other villain, up to currently last 8th season, has been about getting power, influence, wealth for themselves, or revenge. Yet Chrysalis at that point did not. Okay, he was there just for the fun of it, so he's an exception as well. Still, Chrysalis broke in, kidnapped, imprisoned, stole, consumed, and attacked. Not for power. Though, yeah, there can be case made for that as well. That really was a byproduct for finding a way to survive for her subjects, first and foremost. See, a good villain is a hero in their own story. That's what the best villains always are. They act according to their own morals in order to achieve a goal. And with Chrysalis, the story is quite tragic and sympathetic if you just think about it. Presumably, her hive had been running out of food for a long time, and when forced with a potential new source, who wouldn't take it? Even if it meant that someone else would have to suffer. Due to how changelings operate and look, it's quite easy to see how they could have been shunned or even feared by others, to a point that trying to establish any kind of a diplomatic relations felt useless. And if no one will help you, you might as well fend for yourself. With a mindset like this, it's quite clear how changelings ended up where they were. Yet, when you have some prissy little horse come and say,
I know what it's like to lead by fear and intimidation, and I know what it's like to want every pony to do what you say, but I was wrong. A real leader doesn't force her subjects to deny who they are. She celebrates what makes them unique, and listens when one of them finds a better way.
It couldn't be further from the truth. I'm not sure if the show failed to show that Chrysalis ruled over her subjects like a tyrant, but as far as I can tell, due to circumstances the hive was in, Chrysalis managed to keep the hive quite happy and functional, unified, and more importantly, alive. As it goes, the Metamorphosis event, or the "let's become the useless hippie gay bugs," was a complete destruction of changeling hierarchy and the way of life for Chrysalis. Just imagine an outsider coming to you, your flock, and grabbing the power, or rather, enlisting a puppet king. That's how Chrysalis felt then, and being offered to join them was just an extra salt sprinkling on an open wound. Sure, it's a relatively warped look on the world, but when you don't know any better, it becomes impossible to accept anything else. No wonder she's at the point we see her at the end of the season 8. Losing everything, that sort of a stress can lead one down a very dark path, which a later episode did showcase. But amongst all the nonsense of the show, there was a parallel timeline that piqued my interest. Though I have to remark that when you have a character, often you see a polar opposite character as its foil. Originally for Chrissy that would be Celestia and Twilight perhaps. But in this beautiful, wonderful, heavenly world, changelings dominated everything, and there was a new foil born for my queen. A character that I love a lot too. Zecora, the what once used to be mentor sage character, ended up being a perfect polar opposite for Chrissy, and it's sad that we don't see more of this possibility come true. But now we're all just left to see how it all will end up for the last season. Unfortunately, I fully expect the full conversion to happen, the erasure of her good character, but a glimmer of hope still lingers within my heart. Maybe my queen can build anew, or maybe rest as a martyr, or maybe find a new way with Zecora's help to live out her life beside the zebra sage in peace. But that's just a pipe dream. There is no doubt that Chrysalis as a villain, and even just as a character in general, is a wonderful one, and definitely deserves more screen time, but well, that's just my thoughts. As for me now, the hive is gone, the queen is missing, I am alone.